Hello everyone, and welcome to lesson 34 on the circle of fifths. Now, I will start this off by saying that the circle of fifths is probably one of my favorite tools to use in music. It just opens up so many other things. If you can learn the information using the circle of fifths, all the stuff that we've done in music so far becomes a lot easier, and things we start doing in the future become a lot easier too. Right, so first off, the circle of fifths, it is a tool, right? It's a visual tool, and you can see it over here. They've drawn it out. A lot of times I don't include some of the stuff that's on it just because it's cluttered to me, but you can put on it whatever you need, right? And it should help you from there. So, the circle of fifths is useful in understanding scales and key signatures. It shows the relationship of one key to another by the number of sharps or flats in the key signature and the order in which the sharps or flats occur, right? Now, in the last lesson we learned about, or two lessons ago, one of the two, we learned about the order of sharps and the order of flats. That's one thing we need to know. We'll review it for this. If you can get that plus the circle of fifths, everything should be pretty good for you. Alright, sharp keys. Start with C and go clockwise in ascending tetrachord order. Now, basically all they're saying is that we start with C at the top always, because C has no sharps and no flats, and they showed you that. I'll zoom in real quick. They showed you that on the staff here, right? No sharps and no flats. And in tetrachord order, what it's saying, we know that a C tetrachord goes C, D, E, F. To get to the next tetrachord, you just do a whole step, right? So C would move to G. We can also get to the next key by just counting to 5, right? So C would be 1, D is 2, 3 is E, F, and then G is 5, right? Sorry, you probably couldn't see my fingers. That probably wasn't very useful. But anyway, C up to G is 5, and we call it circle of fifths for that reason. All right, to get to the next one, we count up 5 again. G, A, B, C, D, and all the way around, right? You'll keep getting to the next thing. Now over here for flat keys, start with C and go counterclockwise in descending tetrachord order. Now, instead of doing that, I usually say that we want to count to 4 instead of to 5. We can call the circle of fifths also the circle of fourths, and it'll work the same way. So, C, D, E, F, right? We counted to 4, that gets us to our next key. F, G, A, B flats, right? And we can keep going all the way around to figure those out. Now, sharp scales. Starting with C, the second tetrachord of the ascending major scale becomes the first tetrachord of the following ascending scale. The scale's name is derived from the first note of that tetrachord, and 1 sharp is added to the key signature. That was a lot to say that as we go around the circle of fifths, we add a sharp each time. C, G gets 1 sharp, G to D, right, we're counting by 5 to get there, right? D gets 2 sharps, next key gets 3, next key gets 4, then 5, F sharp down here has 6, and C sharp has 7. Alright, we just add a sharp every time. And then it's going to tell you again in a second that flats, we just add a flat each time. So C has nothing, F has 1 flat, B flat has 2, E flat 3, 4, 5, 6, and then C flat over here has 7. Alright? So, if we know that each new scale gets 1 sharp or 1 flat each time, if we can remember this, the order of sharps and flats, everything is golden for us, right? So the order of sharps, F, C, G, D, A, E, B. And then backwards, it's the same thing, right? So B, E, A, D, B, E, A, D, G, C, F, G, C, F. So the order of flats. Now that's telling us, so if we're talking about the key of G, we know the key of G has 1 sharp. We can look here. That sharp has to be F. If we're talking about the key of A flats, alright, so we'll go up here and do one as an example. C, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Key of A flat has 4 flats. If I use the order of flats, B, E, A, D. Those are the 4 flats that are in the key of A flats. Alright? Now, we do have some overlapping scales, just to be aware. We talked about that before. These are called enharmonic scales. C sharp and D flat sound the same, but they're spelled different, right? D flat has 5 flats. C sharp has 7 sharps. G flat and F sharp sound the same, but they're spelled differently. 6 flats or 6 sharps. C flat and B sound the same, but spelled differently. 7 flats or 5 sharps. Okay, just be aware there. Okay, I would take a second and just look at it. For a lot of the things we're going to do in class, I'm going to ask you to draw your own circle of fifths. So you just have to memorize, right? If you only remember C goes at the top, and then count by fives, count by fours, and know where these overlap. That's all you need to know to be able to do this. So I would take some time, get a blank piece of paper or a scrap piece of paper, and just practice a few times. And you can refer back to the video. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I hope you have a great day and a great rest of your week. See y'all later.